Well, I did this show. I was going to do a regular Stoic calm show, but I just was inspired by Twitter. Ricky Schroder was trending on Twitter, and it's basically, I guess, showing homage to his 1979 remake of the movie Champ, in which he put on a stunning performance when the champ, played by John Voight, died after his boxing match. And now the words Ricky Schroder are is trending, describing Kyle Rittenhouse. And I guess they're kind of calling him kind of a drama queen, and that he's faking his sincerity. You know, like they know his heart and they know his mind, and they know a fake when they see one. That's what they're saying. And they wonder why any Americans would want to separate and be separate from other Americans. There's just a feeling like, yeah, the left, if you have a different opinion than many leftists, they will have no empathy for you. And I don't know if there's any kind of objectivity in this case with people who are on opposite sides. Some would say, if you want to see the real drama queens and the people who are over dramatic, you will show the other people. You will show some of these Black Lives Matter protests. So I'm going to give One Angry a link. I don't have a lot of time though, so I'm going to cut the show rather short. But I will give him a link because he was good this time. So he behaved himself this time. Hopefully he'll behave himself again. This is Howard. But I just wanted to really kind of delve into the kind of politics here that we're entering, with regards to Alec Baldwin, people making jokes about that, and people making jokes about Kyle Rittenhouse, calling him Ricky Schroder. And now, without further ado, he's called the One Angry Jew, Howard, but I call him the One Inflammatory Jew because he is rather inflammatory. Howard.
So why couldn't I be a one inflammatory Jew?
One inflammatory Jew. That's probably who you are. You say that my rules suck. So have you heard?
Your volume down.
Have you heard what I've been discussing, Howard?
I just tuned in. You're whining about Rittenhouse and something else. I don't know.
Well, there's been trending on Twitter, Howard. They have recently called Rittenhouse testimony. They've called it Ricky Schroder, and they were referring to the 1979.
Well, wait a minute. What's wrong with Ricky Schroder?
Well, they were saying that. Did you see? Have you seen the trial? And I guess
some of it.
Did you see just the part where Rittenhouse he broke down? Did you see that part?
Was he on the? Did he testify?
Yes, he did.
He did. Oh, I have to go look for that on ScrewTube.
Yeah, but he has testified, and he did break down. And there are people out there calling him Ricky Schroder in reference to the 1979 movie The Champ, I
Well,
don't
I
know.
know who Ricky Schroder is, but why is that? Why is that a derogatory statement? I don't get it. Ricky Schroder was a good-looking actor.
It's derived from my understanding the 1979 movie The Champ, where he cried crocodile tears.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well,
I
I saw
just watched that movie that you put in there from Maureen O'Hara. I thought that was great.
it reminded me a little bit of you. Reminded me, by the way, of that gentleman.
Dr. Welby?
The Dr. Welby, who was that the guy who considers himself the genius?
Oh, what was his name? Yeah, no. Yeah. That I could see where you could think that. Yeah.
Would you consider that an insult, or?
No, not at all.
But you were kind of like that gentleman. But
Well, that was a movie,
Mr. Yeah, but you remind me a little bit of Mr. Belvedere in that movie.
Mr. Belvedere. Well, as long as I don't remind you of the other Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, then I didn't like that show, by the way. But getting back to the subject at hand, um, I I I've never seen Americans more divided, and just like where there's no shared reality uh, in America with regards to this Kyle Rittenhouse, and it seems like there's been a lot of people who have been rather misinformed and who have uh, told a lot of things that were rather untrue about this particular case.
Well, there's lots of things that they lie about ivermectin.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And
I just got banned from a forum for people made claims about the doctors that are at the front line, critical care uh, behind that website, and they just told lies. In fact, there's a Scientific American article that is just full of lies, and I refuted them all. And of course, they banned me because I made somebody lose face. Not that I care.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a lot of misinformation. I mean, if I know that if my YouTube channel
But it's
says things,
purposeful misinformation.
yeah, well, I don't know if it's.
Doing it on purpose.
I don't know that, Howard. I don't
I
know.
do. I do.
Do you think they're misinforming about teaching critical race theory on purpose? Do you think they are purposely lying?
Yes. Yes. They're trying to poison the minds of young kids.
But they're telling people that it's not taught. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, and they're lying about that. Yeah, they lie about everything. They don't care.
I think a lot of them are so biased that they believe they're. But how, do you also could it also be possible that they believe their own bias? They're so biased that they believe
Yeah.
lies.
Can I pray to Jesus they get cancer or something? Would that be okay?
If you want to, Howard, you could do that.
Are you
But
sure?
what's that? I mean, there are a
Are
lot
you
of.
sure? Would that be allowed on YouTube? Can we pray that they get cancer?
No, no.
We won't go further than that. Just get cancer and
No.
suffer.
No, I take that back. You cannot pray to Jesus that they get cancer. I disavow that. I don't pray for anyone to get
Well,
cancer.
wait a minute. Why, if you can pray to Jesus so that you don't get cancer, why couldn't you pray to Jesus so you do?
Well,
I know that makes just too much sense.
I gotta say that I disavow that. I don't wish cancer on anybody.
You disavow it? Well,
Yeah.
okay. If Hitler was still alive, could you wish cancer on Hitler, or would that be not woke enough?
Jeez, Howard. That's not even that's not well. I mean, it's not in the realm of possibility that Jesus is going to give them cancer. And it's
No, but if he was still alive, would you be comfortable in me as a angry Jew who's inflammatory, wishing cancer on Hitler. You're really on the fence on that one?
No, I'm not on
You're
the fence.
not. You're not sure your reaction to that.
Well,
You're
first,
not sure.
okay. On that, in that case, yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess, but these people wishing cancer on them, I mean, they're not necessarily Hitler. They're misguided and they're doing bad things,
But
but
they're evil. The people who are getting ready to stick injections into the arms of children are pure evil. Why would you
okay,
vaccinate?
Howard, did the people who did that for polio, were they evil?
No. There's no polio is different from this Chinese manufactured lab leak virus. They're two different things.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into to that detail. I mean,
The Chinese lab leaked virus does very little to children. Children are not at risk. A minute amount. There's more risk in giving children these vaccines that are not tested, that are not approved, than them getting the virus. Getting the virus would be preferable than the damage done by some of these injections.
I okay. I don't know about that, Howard.
Well, I do. I know the science. You don't read the science. You obviously succumb to the hysteria.
I haven't come to anything. I'm just unsure of that. I mean, and this is not
You're
about okay. We're not talking about the pandemic now. We're talking about Kyle Rittenhouse,
well.
and
What if he gets the virus in the middle of the trial? What'll happen?
well, viruses I think can be unpredictable, so we don't know what would happen.
Well, they're not unpredictable. We kind of know what happens with this virus.
Okay.
What if a juror got the virus and gave it to everybody while they were all eating sandwiches in the jury room? Do you think the jury room, the big table that everybody discusses, you think that's got those plastic dividers? They ought to bring back the cone of silence from Get Smart. Everybody could walk around in their own little bubble. In fact, I think they should outfit the jurors with hazmat suits and their own oxygen supply, and let them sit in the jury like an alien, like aliens sitting in the jury box. In fact, I think everybody should be in their own little oxygen tent, and then we can eradicate the virus. We'll just give everybody their own suit, like an astronaut. They can breathe their own air. They can go through a scrubber and a filter and a HEPA filter, and then we can kill this virus completely once everybody is wearing one of these suits. The whole world will wear it, and then if aliens arrive on Earth, they'll feel at home.
What would your response be if someone said that Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer?
Well, he committed homicide.
So he killed.
That's clear.
Yeah.
That's clear. Somebody died. He shot them. So he has committed homicide. Was it justified? I would say it was. I did watch the interchange between that crazy guy, the one that had a pistol and pointed it at Rittenhouse. I would have shot the guy too. What are you going to talk to him and say, "Hey, you with the pistol pointed at me, are you going to shoot me?" I wouldn't waste the time. I should shoot him.
Yeah.
And I always used the most horrible frangible ammunition in my guns. They were called mag safes. They were shot, bird shot in a 45 held in an epoxy layer. So the bullet itself was epoxy with a metal jacket, but inside the epoxy, suspended in the epoxy, was birdshot. I never had to shoot anybody, but I imagine it would just tear a hole in their chest about the size of a basketball. But self-defense shooting is okay. You didn't initiate it. I'm sorry. Are you thinking about something?
I am
Are you
absolutely
bored
thinking.
with the rule? Your rules suck. One angry Jew.
Well, my rules do. My rule. I strive to obey the rules of Twitter.
I'm sorry. Did you use the word strive or strife? Because
Strive.
you're becoming a bit of a strife monger over this YouTube thing.
Well, I like the format, and I do not want to be penalized on YouTube. So I strive to obey the rules,
You
even if I don't.
strive to do this while you're committing strife.
Perhaps
Not perhaps. It's true. I don't see the Dyson fan behind you. Have we moved that somewhere?
it
Or
is
is that
behind me.
right over your shoulder?
Okay, let's continue to talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse case.
Yeah, what is there to talk about? What's happening today? And how long is this trial going to go on?
I'm not sure. Let me ask you this, Howard. Do you think there should even be a trial for Kyle?
No, I think that should be thrown out by the judge because the prosecution and the FBI withheld exculpatory evidence, thereby tainting the jury pool, thereby committing a crime which they should be prosecuted for, and he should be set free because they violated the law. And when they do, I would set a child molester free if the same thing happened to the child molester.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that may be the case, but I mean, we are.
Why
I
do you
don't know
keep
what,
saying I mean?
because it's just a phrase of talking.
It's a terrible, lazy way of speaking. I don't want to hear you knows, I means, ahs, and I certainly don't want to hear the most egregious word used, particularly by the younger ones and the 30-some-year-olds, and that would be the word like.
Very well, Howard.
I only want to hear like when you like something. I like chocolate.
I do like chocolate.
Yeah, but a good look at you reveals that already. You don't have to tell everybody.
So I'm going to have to end this show because I have to get to work.
Well, you don't have to, and you don't have to get to work.
Oh yes, I do. Oh yes, I do.
Who's waiting for you at work?
There are people expecting me there.
Well, to do what?
Howard, I'm not going to get into my job. This isn't the topic. You're asking. So, I just
You
want.
should be the topic. You should become Mr. Midnight Movie again because that movie, where did you find that Maureen O'Hara movie?
YouTube.
Yeah, I understand that. I watched it on YouTube as well. Where did you find it? What drew you to that movie?
I enjoyed it.
Well, as did I. I thought it was a great. What happened to Mr. Midnight Movie? I like Mr. Midnight Movie better than Brian.
He might. You know what? He might make a comeback, Howard. He might
And
make.
why are you not on Spreaker?
Spreaker doesn't give me the same audience that YouTube does.
What audience do you have? I would imagine that you have the same audience you had on Spreaker.
You might be right.
So
You
why
know,
would you not be on Spreaker where they don't care what you say, where I can say all sorts of inflammatory things that would be verboten on YouTube.
The only reason I don't do that, I've gotten used to this format.
You're so enamored with putting your big puss on display.
Yeah, why not?
Is this an ego thing? Why do you think anybody really wants to look at you in that silly golf hat? What
Um,
are you? What are you, Judge Smales?
I've tried to do it without webcam, and I think I get more views. You know what?
Are you Judge Smales?
I have to say, I'm just interested in having an interesting conversation.
Do you know who Judge Smales is?
No, Howard, why don't you inform me?
Ted Knight played the part of Judge Smales in Caddyshack.
Oh. All right, Howard. With that being said,
You are wearing a golf shirt, and I would think that hat sort of belongs on a golf course. But I've seen them wear hats with a poofy thing on the top, like a pom pom, which I don't quite understand why anybody would walk around, even on a golf course, with a goofy hat with a pom pom on top. And I'm talking about men who are not confused about what they are. They're men, not women. And I don't expect to hear from any of these people who are confused or non-binary or Z. You know what? Can you explain to me this pronoun Z and Zer? What in the hell is that?
I do not know, Howard. Howard, I'm gonna say the few last words, and then I have to get going. And then if you
Are
want to
you
wrap it up,
dying?
hold on, Howard.
Do you want me to say a few last words over your almost lifeless body?
All right, I'm gonna say a few. I'm gonna say a few words. Then Howard, you can say a few words. Um, this was
Would you
primarily
take off your hat
Howard.
and rub
Let
your
me
head for
finish,
me?
Howard. Let me
Why
finish.
do you keep saying my name? Just take your hat off and rub your head for me for luck.
Howard, I'm gonna say a few. I'm gonna say a few words, and I'm gonna wrap it up.
You wear a hat because you were assaulted by children when you were young, giving you noogies, right?
There we go. Okay, this whole thing with Ricky Schroder comparing him to Kyle Rittenhouse seems rather cruel.
I think it's a compliment.
No, I don't think it is. I think I think you have to see look at his testimony before you make that comment, and then
Okay, I'll find it and I'll watch it. Where is the Jewish producer, and why is he no longer on with you?
you
Why is
know
he always on with that shift happens loser Nudnik?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You'd have to
That's
ask.
where he hangs out,
You'd
not
have
hanging
to
out
ask.
with you.
You'd have to ask Joey that question, not me.
Well, where is he?
I just said I don't know. I don't keep tabs on him.
Haven't you talked to him today?
No, I talked to him yesterday.
Okay,
So
so why didn't
okay,
he come on this?
Howard. I'm going to get back to this. Okay.
Why do you keep saying my name over and over again? It gives me a complex.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But you keep interrupting me and you keep prolonging this, and I want to get this thing over with so I can get to work. I can
I'm
wrap it up.
prolonging. I'm prolonging nothing.
Yes, you are, Howard. You are prolonging things.
I must
All
have
right.
very long arms
Yeah, you very well.
that can reach through the screen and come out in Los Angeles and hold you down in that chair and keep you from going to work.
Yes.
Not that anybody wants you to come to work. You probably annoy people there.
I may annoy them. So I just want to mention that.
Are you an affable fellow when you're at work?
I try to be.
Do you smile all the time like that?
I try.
It's a forced smile.
All right, Howard. I'm a big fat fake. You caught me. You got me. You got me. I'm a big phony. I smile even though I'm crying on the inside. So Howard just proved that I'm a fake.
Well, we do know that you get some glee and joy when I come on your show. We do know that.
Well, you do make me smile. But Howard just proved that I'm a fake.
That's a song.
Howard, for God's sake, let me finish.
Do you know who wrote "Make Me Smile"?
Howard, I'm going to put you on mute. You're going on mute, Howard.
That would be Chicago.
Let me see here.
Make Me Smile, Chicago.
All right, Howard's on mute, and hopefully he won't take himself off while I pontificate just a little bit.
Coming back through.
Okay, first of all, I think it's important that people talk and be decent and noble, and try to
Do you think if you talk
all right,
that
again.
you can not be not succumb to my powers? You can't think that quickly.
All right, let me, Howard. I'm putting you on mute. I'll put you on mute again 1,000 times. Um, so I think there should be decency and nobility, and people should have conversations back and forth, and don't do what Howard does and interrupt. I think that's, and the people who call Kyle Rittenhouse Ricky Schroder are not very good, noble people. They're people to be avoided. Anyway, Howard, do you have a response before I end
Well,
this?
what if they called him? Who was that little black girl that played the part with Ricky Schroder? Am I thinking of another sitcom?
Oh, Howard, I don't know. All right, I'm going to end this show pretty soon. I have to get to work. I'm half past time, dude.
You are.
Yes, sir.
What time do you have to be at work?
Look, Howard, I'm going to end the
It's
show.
your 3 hour. It's 3:30 in the east.
All right. Howard is continuing on. He's not wrapping things up. Hey, guys,
He's choking me. I'm dying.
like, subscribe, leave
Don't
a comment.
go. Stay.
like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thank you for listening.
Fall victim. Stay. Don't go anywhere.